Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a foundation worth the buy or not on the brand new, well this isn't brand new. I think this has been around for a little bit, but it's the Diorskin Forever Foundation by Dior. So this is a super bougie, expensive foundation. I'm super excited to try it. I've never tried it or really heard much about it until recently. And that's when I was like, okay, let's add this to my shopping cart. This one does retail for $50, this pricey foundation. And excuse me, I'm in my bathrobe and my hair is soaking wet. I just got out of the shower and I figured this is the perfect time to talk about this foundation. This foundation is very luxurious looking. Very luxurious looking. I like Dior's packaging because I feel like it's luxurious, but it's not like anything too crazy, but like it, you know, it gets the word that it's Christian Dior, you know? So then you open it and it has a nice little pump, which I'm super excited about. You guys know that I love a good pump. So right now I am trying two products. I've actually used this one often. This is completely new, but they worked really well on me. So first I start off with this First Aid Beauty Anti-Redness Serum. I like to use this in the daytime because at nighttime I use a rosacea ointment that my dermatologist prescribed me on because it really helps with the inflammation. But during the day, I like to use the serum before I put on my moisturizer, and literally I just kind of like rub it in my skin and then I start applying it just on my cheek areas because that's the only areas where I get red. Everywhere else I just go ahead and moisturize. But I've noticed that this has also really helped my skin, and I feel like it kind of reduces the redness throughout the day, especially on the days where I'm not wearing foundation. It just works really well with me. Now I'm gonna go in with my First Aid Beauty Oil-Free Mattifying Gel. This is a moisturizer. It's like a gel-like consistency. It's good for my oily skin people. And for this, I literally just apply it everywhere. I feel like First Aid Beauty is the only company that has been able to work, like all their products work well with me. I have no irritations or anything like that. But whenever I try other products, it's a little bit harder. And now to just kind of prime everything, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Primer Mist. Whenever I'm kind of lazy and don't feel like putting more stuff on my skin, like creamy stuff, I like to use this water because I feel like it hydrates my skin, and it also does a really good job of locking things in and keeping the foundation on. It's like a breath of fresh air. So now that I did that, I'm going to go ahead and start with the foundation. So this one is in the color 45 and it looks like this. It looks a little bit darker, but I think I'll be okay because I did swatch it in store and it looked just fine. I'm gonna actually start off on this side with my Real Techniques sponge. So it's definitely runny. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's running pretty quickly. It has a little bit of a scent. It's nothing too like, kind of has like an alcohol scent. So we'll see how that does. Very skin-like, very skin-like. I think the color is also a good color for me. It's a little bit darker, but I feel like it blends with the rest of my complexion. So you guys can see the coverage right here compared to no foundation. I feel like one layer did a lot for me. It didn't absorb too much product, which I really like, but it still looks very like fresh. So I'm going to be using my F80 Kabuki as always, and I'm going to be taking a pump of foundation and going in on this side. Yeah, this product almost reminds me of the Philosophy Renewed Hope in a Jar skin tint that I'm obsessed with. This is a very skin-like foundation that doesn't give you a cake face look. Looks really good. I mean, if you're paying $50, I mean, I expect it to do something like this. I think with either the brush or the sponge, it will do a good job. I personally didn't really see much of a difference between them. I feel like they're both equally the same. I feel like if you like more of a natural coverage, you can still get away with both. If you like a full coverage, all you really have to do is build on the product. But I think that either or is a good option to use. So definitely minimize my pores a little bit, but you can definitely still see them. I feel like the skin tint, the Philosophy skin tint, covers my pores way, way better than this Dior. And the Dior one claims to be a pore refining, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna like smooth it out, but still I was expecting a little bit more, but you can still really see my pores. So you would definitely have to use a pore filler primer if you want to use this and you're really concerned about your pores. Other than that, the skin looks really good. It looks very healthy. It doesn't look way too dewy. It doesn't look matte at all. It's not clinging onto any of my T-zone area, which usually this is the area that likes to cling on. No, it all looks very, very healthy. Texture, no, obviously my texture has gone down a lot, so you can't really like see if it's gonna enhance texture. But for the very little like blemishes that I have, it's not enhancing them at all. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. It's a more medium to full coverage, so you don't really need to worry about going in with a lot. I honestly only went in with one layer on both sides, but wherever I needed to add a little bit more, I did. So like I didn't really use like 2 full layers of it. So I would say for a foundation that I only used 1 layer, it covered a good amount. Usually for me, I like to use up to 3 layers. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, let you guys know how it works with that. And once I come back, I will kind of give you guys a little run through of everything, and then we can go ahead and start our day and see if this $50 bougie ass Dior foundation is worth the buy or not. So stay tuned. Okay, so it is now 1 p.m. and I finished my makeup. I didn't really do too much, but I did go ahead and use concealer and some blush, and everything blended out so beautifully. I'm impressed with how well just 1 layer of foundation did with covering my entire face and making it look so gorgeous. I feel like the skin looks phenomenal. It is a little tiny bit darker in person than my neck, but I think we can work with it. I used some concealer to neutralize it and it definitely helped. My skin feels good. It doesn't irritate. It doesn't feel like but that's a good thing as always. So I'm just gonna go ahead and see how this does. I don't know, but I just have this feeling that this foundation is going to get oily very quickly. I just have this feeling, and I hope it doesn't stay that way. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Because it's supposed to be very, very hot today, like 90 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and set it with my airstone powder. So I'm just gonna set those areas so you guys can see. And I'm gonna be taking this Real Techniques fluffy brush, and I'm gonna be setting up here, my nose, because my nose tends to get a little rusty. And then I have these little smile lines that like to act up sometimes. But I think the powder will be enough for me to be able to tell if this is gonna stay well throughout the day. So I'm gonna be back in a little bit and give you guys a update on how this is looking, and then like always I'll be back at the very end and let you guys know if this foundation is worth the buy or not. Okay, so it's a really hot day out today and I'm literally about to like pass out, but my makeup is holding up really, really well. For the fact that it's been like 5 hours or so and it's held up pretty well, I'm good. I feel like if there is any shine, like the only shine I'm maybe noticing is like around my nose. It's very, very bearable. It's like a shine that I can handle. So I'm not going to do any touch up right now because I think it looks just fine the way that it is. This foundation does have SPF 35, which is awesome. SPF of 35 is a pretty standard SPF that you want to wear throughout the day. Sunscreen is so important on your skin, especially if you have very, very sensitive skin. I mean, it matters to everybody because you need sunscreen protection, and also if you're out and about all the time and you're exposed to the sun a lot, you really, really want to protect yourself. And I know a lot of us don't really like to do that extra step of adding sunscreen with their whole routine. Like, they just rather have a product that has sunscreen, which is totally me. So when I saw that this had 35 SPF, I was like, hell yes. And I feel like it's pretty lightweight. We're in the summertime. This is gonna be a nice bearable foundation. Now, if you guys are noticing a little bit of shine around my mustache area, if you will, it's because I literally, that's the first place where I sweat, and it's a little hot in here because it's 90 degrees outside. So if you're noticing a little glow, it's my sweat mustache. So what I'm just gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of my Saturday afternoon, and I will be back at the very, very end of the day and give you guys my thoughts, my opinions, and whether this product is worth the buy or not. Okay, so it is now 9:30 at night, and I've officially worn this foundation for the whole day. I feel like I have some pretty solid thoughts on whether I think this Christian Dior bougie ass foundation is worth the buy or not. So I'm gonna start off with what I'm seeing right now. So it's definitely much dewier than it was earlier today, but it's nothing crazy. Like, this is tolerable for me. Like, if anything, if I was still gonna continue like the night and I was gonna go do stuff, I would just go ahead and blot it and just remove like whatever excess oil I may have. I think this foundation honestly could work for all different types of skin. I think that for my oily skin girls, if you don't mind having a little bit of dewiness or blotting throughout the day, then you'll be fine with this. I think it's a pretty good foundation. I think that the people who are really going to love this foundation are the people that have normal skin, because I feel like this foundation is just gonna look phenomenal. Also, I think my people that have dry skin, I feel like this will be a good foundation for you, because the fact that the consistency of it isn't like thick or too like creamy and matte, you guys will really enjoy that because it won't cling onto your texture. I feel like this did such a good job of not clinging onto my texture, and also not clinging onto the areas where some foundations tend to, like the T-zone. I feel like that's another reason why I think that this foundation will work for people that dry skin, because I know that dry skin, you tend to get very, very dry in certain areas and your skin kind of like feels like it's like peeling off. But I don't think you'll have that issue with this foundation. But definitely if you like a more luminous finish and you have dry skin, I wouldn't say this is the best one, because I do feel like this is kind of more like semi-matte. So I would say that's the type of finish that I would give my dry skin girl. Now, my oily skin girl is a completely different story, because it does look a little luminous, but you guys know that when you're oily, those oils don't go. The product isn't bad at all. I would definitely recommend it. So I would say that this is definitely worth the buy, in my opinion. I feel like it's one of those products that worked well, and there were some little things that you could fix, but you can fix those with primers or blotting or just anything like that. So I would say it was really good, very skin-like, very fresh looking, and I think that definitely the pros outweigh the cons in this one. So I would definitely recommend it. I wouldn't say, oh my god, you need to go run out and get this. If you don't have this, you are not doing something right in your life. I think that this is definitely one of those foundations where if you have the extra bucks to splurge on a Dior foundation, then go for it, because it's a fantastic foundation. But if you don't, there's so many other really good foundations just as good as this that you can get for cheaper. I'm going to continue wearing this because I definitely want to kind of feel it out more and see how I feel about it in the next few weeks. And you guys will probably see an update on how I'm feeling about this foundation in my Snapchat, because I'm always active on Snapchat sharing you guys the latest makeup and the latest makeup news that I have. So go follow me on Snapchat, Mexican Beauty with 3 Ys. I will have it right here so you guys can check that out. So nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching my videos, and if you guys enjoyed watching this video, please go ahead and thumbs it up. And that being said, also for any new subscribers, hello, welcome to my channel. I hope that you guys really stick around for a fun ride, because we love interacting about all things beauty, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of these videos for the world, because I hook a sister and brother up. Let me just tell you. So I will be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.